Hello everyone, so as you can see today we are doing a bridal look. This is going to be two different videos. So first we're going to start out with makeup, and then you'll want to watch my next video where we're going to do our hair. So if you'd like to see how I did this makeup, stay tuned for this, and then if you want to see how I did this hair, then be sure to watch my other video. Okay, so I've already done my brows, but I haven't done my face yet. That is one of my biggest tips for doing your makeup on your wedding day, is to do your eyes first, face last. That way, if you have any fallout or need to go back and fix anything, it will be a lot easier to do if you don't have your foundation on. My other tip is to do more of a natural eyebrow as opposed to something more trendy. That way, whenever you look back on your wedding pictures 20 years from now, you don't regret any decisions you made. Yeah, mine look a little thick right now, but that's because I don't have anything else on my face, so they'll look a lot better once we are done. So, for wedding makeup, I always say you want to do something natural but glamorous. So you don't want to go too heavy and do something crazy, smoky, but you don't want to look like you're not wearing anything at all. You still want your eyes to pop, you still want to shimmer and be, you know, nothing too warm, nothing too cool. Just neutral colors, soft browns, taupes, etc. A little sparkle if you're feeling feisty. So for my wedding day, I used the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. It's not particularly my favorite palette in the world, but I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I love makeup, whenever it came to wedding planning, makeup was like towards the bottom of my list of priorities. There's just so many other things that you have to worry about and other things that you have to focus your attention on, that makeup really wasn't something that I was too concerned of. Too concerned about. I mean, I knew I had a general look that I wanted to go for, but I didn't really put too much research into certain products and everything. I just honestly went to Ulta. I didn't really watch too many reviews because I honestly didn't have time. I was at crunch time and I was just so overwhelmed with so many other things that my makeup really wasn't one of my big priorities. I knew that I could make it work whatever I used. So this is what I used. As you can see, I've used it a lot, but this color right here is mainly what I bought it for, was the taupe, and then this color here, which was just a vanilla matte shade, and I love that shade. As you can see, I've used it all. So this worked for me. Would I recommend it? Maybe not, just because they aren't the easiest to blend out, but then again, it's not the worst palette I've ever used. So we are going to use it today, but that's my little disclaimer on it. I'm first going to go in with this color, Nudie, right, which is this one right here, on a Sephora Pro Crease number 10 brush. I've already prepped my lids with concealer and setting powder, but apparently I didn't set them well enough.
What did I do? Where did that even come from? I don't understand. I'm wearing a white dress and my fingers were covered in black, and that was calling for a disaster.
So we're going to go in with that color right there. And we're just going to sweep it in our crease. We want everything to be super blended, seamless, romantic, timeless. That's the key word for weddings, is timeless. Nothing too trendy. I mean, in my opinion, is timeless. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and I mean, it's your wedding, do what you want. I don't care, I'm not going to stop you. But if you wanted my advice, it's timeless. I'm going to take a denser blending brush from Morphe. That needs cleaned. Story of my life. And I'm going to go in with this color right here called Cashmere Bunny, which is just a slightly darker version of Nudie. And I'm going to put that right in the socket. Focusing it more so on the outside and then blending it in. And I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and just blend that all together. If you wanted to go a little bit darker, you could take this color Espresso and or just a nice dark neutral brown and put that in your crease. But like I said, I wanted to keep my wedding day nice and natural and, you know, just pretty and romantic and timeless. So we're going to keep it at that. Next, we are going to take Full Zip, which is very similar to this color right here, which was Heaven from the Too Faced palette, but as you can see, there's none in there unless I wanted to cram my brush into the corner. But we're not going to do that. I'm just going to take this one, which is Full Zip from Colourpop, on a flat brush, and I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Sweeping it over the taupes and just making everything even more blended. And then with my blending brush one more time, just doing another sweep over. I'm going to take a smaller or a medium-sized packer brush, and I'm going to put that same color on my lid. And I'm just kind of sweeping it on. It doesn't have to be anything precise or perfect, because we're just going to blend everything again. And then, you know what, take that blending brush one more time. Okay, so you could stop here if you wanted to stick to a more matte look, but for today I'm going to do something a little more sparkly. So I'm going to take the Morphe 35F, and I'm going to use this first one right here. We're going to take that. So we're going to take that color. If you wanted a more intense color payoff, you could wet your brush, but we're keeping things natural. So I'm just going to focus that right in the center of the lid, and then blend it out. One more time, we're going to take that blending brush, blend it all, and make it seamless. You could also take that same shimmer and put it right on the brow bone, which I'm going to do, just for a little extra sparkle. Like so. So before I can do my under eye or my lower lash line, I'm going to apply my foundation. So my tips as far as foundation would be, you're definitely going to want something long wearing. For my wedding day, I wore the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and it stayed in put all night. And it was, my wedding was outside, it was really hot, I was sweaty, it was humid, and it stayed all day. So that's my probably my number one recommendation. But even if you don't go with that, you're going to want something that doesn't have SPF in it, because you don't want any flashback, and just something that is just going to look really nice in pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have my foundation on, I'm actually going to set my face with the IT Cosmetics 5 by Pores Illumination Powder, and this is just going to give me a nice natural glow, because it has a little bit of sparkle in it, but nothing too overpowering that's going to make you look like a glittery mess. Next, we are going to pretty much do the same exact thing on our lower lash line that we did on the lid, or in the crease I should say. So I'm going to take a small pencil brush, and I'm going to take a nudie again, and I'm just going to put that right on the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to take the shade Cashmere Bunny again. Put that right over top. And as you can see, this is just defining that eye even more and making them pop. Then I'm going to take a smudger brush and just blend that all one more time. Then last but not least, for eyeshadow, I'm going to take an even smaller pencil brush and take that same shadow again and put that right in the inner corner, ever so slightly. Next, we are going to do eyeliner. Now this is all personal preference. On my wedding day, I did do wing, and that's probably was the hardest part of my day, and the most stressful part of my day was trying to achieve that wing. So you can do a wing if you want. At the time, I just felt like that flattered my eye shape the most, and I wanted to feel my most beautiful, so that's why I did it. And luckily it all went well, so just if you do decide to do a wing, just take your time. You can do it, don't rush, and it will be perfect. For today though, I'm just going to do normal liner. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just applied a thin line of liquid liner. I recommend using something matte and something waterproof. So next I'm going to apply lashes. I recommend doing something just fluttery and natural, but of course use whatever you like, whatever complements your eye shape more, whatever you prefer is totally up to you. Lashes are on and I'm just going to apply mascara. Definitely recommend a waterproof mascara. For my wedding I wore the Better Than Sex waterproof version and that stuff did not budge and I cried a lot. So that would be my recommendation. But just whatever your favorite waterproof mascara is, wear that. Today I'm just wearing the Superhero It mascara. That's my favorite right now, so that's what I'm using, and I am not going to be crying today, so I don't really need any waterproof. But to be honest, I'm not really a fan of waterproof mascaras unless I have to wear them. So next, now that we're done with our eyes, we're going to move on to the face. So once again, we want to stick with that kind of natural glow look. So if you'd like, you can do bronzer, don't have to do bronzer. I will admit that I did tan just a few weeks before my wedding, just to give myself a nice natural glow. I do prefer how I look with a bit of a tan as opposed to being pale like I am now. I do not promote tanning necessarily, but it was just easier for me to do that. Plus, I wanted to get a nice base tan because I was like as white as a ghost, and I wanted to get a nice base tan before going on our honeymoon so that I did not burn. So that is why I tanned. Like I said, not necessarily promoting it, but just justifying my decision for you. So if you do not want to tan, I recommend applying just a little bit of bronzer just to give a little color to your face so that you're not completely washed out in pictures if you're pale like I am, of course. If you're blessed with a naturally deeper skin tone, then of course you don't have to do this. Oh, and I'm using the Sunday's Bronzer by Lorac for that nice natural glow. So next is blush, and I'm using my trusty nude blush palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to be sticking with these two right here. I'm actually going to mix them. They're just both a really nice natural pretty blush, not too pink, not too orange, not too brown, just a good neutral. I'm going to apply that right to the apples of my cheeks for even more color, like so. Okay, so next we of course come to highlight. I personally did not wear highlighter on my wedding day. As much as I love highlighter, I think it's beautiful. That is one of those things where I was talking about earlier where I do feel like it's kind of trendy, and I didn't want to throw a bunch of highlighter on my face and then look back on my pictures one day and be like, oh, I remember that trend, you know. So I chose not to. You of course are more than welcome to. I know there are more natural ways to wear highlighter, more subtle highlighters. I also didn't wear highlighter because I do feel like it does age me a little bit, and it just makes my skin, you know, look not as smooth. So that is another reason why I chose not to wear a highlighter. But of course it is all personal preference. If you love the way your skin looks with a highlighter, if you love it so much and you can't live without it, wear it on your wedding day. It is your wedding day. There are no rules. You're the bride or groom. Do what you wish. It is your day. So for the sake of this video though, I am going to apply a little bit. I'm wearing the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. Just for that ever so slightly natural look. And as you can see, I'm using Beauty Sponge. Actually, I'm going to go back in with a brush. I actually really like this brush for applying highlight, and I don't know why. I just feel like it goes on so smooth. And it blends so easy. Okay. My hair. So next is of course lips. So I recommend doing just a natural subtle pink or a nice nude, but of course personal preference. If you want to wear a bright red or a burgundy, you go for it. But for the sake of this video, I will not be doing that. I actually have to go find my lipstick. I'll be right back.
I just realized that my earring fell out, and I have not been wearing an earring for this entire part of the video, but you know, whatever.
Okay, so I found my lipstick. So my recommendation is to wear a liquid lipstick because it is going to stay on all day and not come off. Well, it might come off, but you'll have to do fewer touch-ups than you would if you just wore a regular lipstick. So for my wedding day, I wore the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Bow and Arrow, and it is now my all-time favorite nude lipstick. This is my everyday go-to lipstick. I love it so much, and it's just such a pretty color. I will say that it does look slightly different on different skin tones, so before you buy it, try it. But if you have a skin tone like me with more of a neutral, slightly yellow undertone, I think you'll really, really like it. So I'm just going to apply this. Make sure that you are getting right there, because if you look back in pictures, you don't want to have a missing gap in your lipstick. So we are done with the face, and so I'm going to go film another video and do some bridal hair, and then I will be right back. Okay, while I'm waiting for my curling iron to heat up, I forgot a very important step, and that is setting spray. I recommend a matte, stay all day type of setting spray. For my wedding, I used the Urban Decay All Nighter, but for today, I'm using the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. And this just gives you a nice dewy glow, and I really like it, so that's why we're using this today instead. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so now we are done with our makeup. Like I said, here I am doing it again. So if you want to see how I did this hair, be sure to watch out for that other video. If not, I'm so glad you watched this one. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're interested and you want to see more from me. I plan to do a lot more bridal looks, more bridal hair, all that. Casual hair, casual looks, dramatic things. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. But anyways, thank you so much again, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.